Now let's talk what others won't be talking about. Listen to us now, this mind's been filled in thoughtful round. We've got to let it out, we've got to let it go. Just wanna let you know.
Welcome to the Let's Be Open podcast, baby. I'm your host, Tab, and this right here is a space where we explore spirituality, mental health, LGBTQ topics, and more. Hey, I keep fixating on my tooth right now. I'm trying not to look at my teeth. It's just my little tooth. Look at it. It's a little bent tooth just sticking out for no reason. My intrusive thoughts are winning. Okay. So today's gonna be a little different. Right now I'm kind of giving like a quick little intro before I pop the video in. But the other day I was on my way to work, and I had a little experience that I wanted to share with y'all. And I very much just took out my phone and just started recording, so audio isn't the best. But I had to speak my mind in that moment. I had to get that on video real quick. Horrible angle, looking a mess, but it's okay because I needed to get a point across, and that's what I was trying to do, just get my point across, and that's what y'all gonna see. So that's another thing too. I feel like I be trying to speak a little softer sometimes, but I'm not a soft-spoken gal. I'm not, okay? I be talking loud and proud. Period. I am also in an apartment, so I don't need to be out here yelling like a motherfucker. But yeah, I'm not really the most soft person. I'm a bit when I feel passionate about things, I'm gonna let it be known. So y'all probably gonna hear me speaking a little more passionately now, but you know what? That's okay, because I'm a person, and the way I feel fluctuates. The way I present myself is gonna fluctuate because multifaceted person, baby. Okay. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in here. Alright, so I feel like I need to record this before I start my work day. But I decided to conduct an experiment today. Right? I was at the bus stop. It's raining. I got my umbrella. And this man walks up to me. He had a hoodie on. And he said, "Hey, can I stand under your umbrella with you? I'm waiting for the bus too." And so in that minute, I decided, you know what? Let's do an experiment. Human experiment time, because I love doing these. And so I let him. I said, "Okay, sure." And he said I could hold the umbrella, And I was like, "Okay, sure. Go ahead. It'll give us better coverage." And then, of course, he asked me for my name. I told him I am not interested. Right? And then after that, he asked me something. I think he said something about how I'm pretty, right? And I continued. After that, I have these cards, right? And I have these cards made that say basically that I'm gay, so leave me alone. And so I handed him my card. I said, "Read that. Go ahead. You can keep it." Ooh, Lord, the tree's raining on me. Okay. And and then he read that, and he just kind of put a smirk on his face like, damn. And he tried giving it back to me, and I kept telling him, "No, go ahead, keep the card. He kept giving it back to me. I said, "Fine." Took the card. And so I told him, "If you keep trying to hit on me, I'm taking this umbrella back." Right? Very simple. And so after
He goes to me, pauses, waits a little, and says, "So you bisexual?" I said, "All right, give me my umbrella." He's like, "Oh, no, I didn't mean it, da-da-da." And so I go ahead, I grab my umbrella. I said, "Give me back the umbrella." And so I take the umbrella, and I put it over my head, right? He's like, "Oh, like, you don't got to do that, da-da-da, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't mean it. And I'm like, "No, I told you more than once. I repeated I gave you more than one chance, right?" And I think before that, I had told him one other time I said something else. And so he's like, "Well, damn." And I have the umbrella over me. Oh, yeah, before that, he asked if I was Puerto Rican, right? And that's when I took the umbrella. I said, because I already done told you, I gave you too many chances, right? I'm giving you chance after chance to be a decent person, right? And to respect my boundaries. But he's not. And so I took my umbrella back, and I'm telling him, I'm trying to teach you something here, right? I'm trying to teach you something right here. This is important shit for you to think about. And he was kind of just like looking at me, because I don't know if a woman's ever sat here and had this kind of conversation with him. But, I was telling him, I'm like, I'm telling you this and that, and I'm telling you not to do this, and, you're doing it, right? And this is why I had to take my umbrella back, right? Because I already told you more than once. I'm making it clear that I'm not comfortable, right? And I told him, like, this is something for you to think about. This is not an appropriate place for you to holler at a woman. Do this at a club, do this at a lounge, not on the side of the street in the middle of the rain at a bus stop. And he's like, you're right. And I'm like, no, but you need to listen to me, because, men don't like to listen. And I'm like, I'm really trying to teach you something. And you need to listen right now. And if you're not going to listen right now, this is something for you to think about later. And as I was saying this to him, the bus comes. We get on the bus. I sit in my seat, and he decides to come. And I very clearly sit in the middle of the two seats. So I prop myself up on the chair. And he comes and sits right there next to me. And I look at him. I'm just looking at him, with my death eyes. I wait a little bit, and I say, "You have all these seats to choose from. Why are you going to go ahead and choose to sit right here?" He don't say nothing to me. So I say it again. You have all these seats to sit in, and you decide to sit in the one that's right here next to me. And I give him that death stare. And after a staring contest of what seemed like about a few minutes, he finally gets up and goes to the seat across. Right? A little bit goes by. He says, "Oh, what's the time?" I said, "It's 10:02. Right? I continue to listen to my music, blah, blah, blah. And then a few minutes later, or a minute later, he goes, "Oh, so you feisty." And I'm just sitting here like, everything I done told this man, it went from one ear out through the other. Absolutely nothing was heard of what I said to him. And I just look at him. Cause I'm just giving him this look. I'm looking into this man's soul. That's what I'm really doing. I'm looking into this man's soul. So that if he don't feel me now, he gonna feel me later. And he's just there, just in a cloud of a just an ignorant man, just a cloud of ignorance, and just simple lack of empathy and care for how a woman feels. And I just see him sitting there, and and then right before we get off the bus, he decides to come and sit behind me. And so I'm just sitting here. Now I'm clutching my knife and I'm clutching my umbrella, because, all right, I'm ready, right? Because as a woman, you got to be ready at all times, right? And I think he said something else to me, but at this point I had 2 earphones in, had my music like pretty loud, so I could only hear some mumbles coming from the back. I ain't hear nothing else. And, you know, we both got off at the same stop, and he was walking, and he ended up passing me and walking off. And I feel like he probably said something else to me, and I have no idea what he said, but I thought this would be a perfect example of, you know, just to share of what it looks like to be a woman in a world where men are okay with disrespecting you, with crossing your boundaries, with whenever you say no, they just gloss over it like they ain't hear you, who just don't care, who care so much about themselves and are so just self-centered, so just egotistical in what they want and not how they make another person feel. You know, he didn't give two shits if I was, you know, maybe scared, if I felt disrespected, you know. He didn't care at all about how I felt in that situation. And I think it's just a perfect example of what it looks like every single day, that as, you know, women walk around, the shit that we have to fucking deal with when it comes to men, when it comes to the masculine, period. And yeah, had to film this before I went into work, because I felt like this was a great food for thought. So the next time, you know, I hope some men see this and think about it, you know, because boy, am I fucking tired. I'm so tired, and I know everybody else tired too. Being a woman is so fucking tiring. I love being a woman, but I don't love the bullshit that I have to deal with that comes with it.
Alright, so here we are, post video. I wanted to pop in some afterthoughts about it. Just need to scratch my headsies a little bit. Get that in there. And you know what? I want to burn some yerba santa while I'm at it. That's what I feel like doing real quick. Because if it's one thing about me, I like my herbs, baby. I'm going to burn these herbs. I sure am. Right, take that. Toma. Take this yerba santa. Let me give it to myself. I'm the one who really need it. Alright. 111 on the time. I feel like folks go through life and, you know, just in the hustle and bustle of things, we don't take the time to think about things thoroughly, to really ponder and think things through that come across our way on a daily basis. And I feel like it's a really important thing to do. You know, it's a really important skill to have on your tool belt, you know, just the ability to think deeply. I don't think every single little thing needs to be dissected. Wow, my hair looked really nice right there. Look at me go. Sorry. Okay, distracted. I probably have undiagnosed ADD or some shit. What the fuck was I saying? Okay, yeah. So we don't need to be walking around diagnosing and dissecting things every second of the day, but we should be spending, you know, a good chunk of time doing so. Because when you do that, when you sit here and really think things through, you can learn some lessons from it. You can really learn some valuable lessons from the day to day. You know, and if it's one thing that a bitch has spent her time doing, it's learning a lot of fucking lessons, okay? I've learned many a lesson. You know, and if it's one thing I'm really fucking passionate about, it's just being a woman and the shit that comes with being a woman. Women's rights, period. Just quality of life as a woman for women. And at the end of the day, being a woman isn't the only thing that is my identity. Because, you know, there's lifetimes I've come back to this earth and I didn't come back here as a woman. I've been a man before. But in this incarnation, in this lifetime, it definitely holds some weight. Some real weight, you know, some real significance. And, you know, I think a lot of us has come back as women this time around to learn some real heavy lessons and to really make some fucking change in this world. You know, one of the things, and it's so many things that happen on a daily basis to us that we, you know, witness, that we have to hear about. And it's sad. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had it my way, I'd get things done a lot more expedited. But the only one who's got the power to press the reset button on this earth is the Creator, not I. Not while I'm in this human body. But nonetheless, it's still important for me to do my part each and every day, to be a living example, to be a walking example of what it means to be a good soul, to constantly fight for better, for not just better for me, but just better for women in general, just better for the human population in general. As much as I fucking hate humans, I really don't like humanity no more. But it don't change the fact that, you know, my feelings towards people don't change the fact that it's a lot of suffering and pain that be occurring all the time. Like every second of the day is somebody out here in pain. And the way I feel about people, it's not going to change that. And at the end of the day, you know, something I've observed so well, it doesn't matter how much I could preach until I can't talk no more, till my vocal cords is worn the hell down. Ain't nobody gonna listen if they don't want to listen. And I know that, but I'm okay with being able to just plant a seed sometimes. You know, if you set out and you throw 20 seeds down in the earth, if, you know, maybe like 15 of them seeds don't end up, you know, they end up getting eaten by a scavenger, or they just don't end up growing, they end up rotting, and let's say only 5 seeds make it, at least you were able to cultivate 5 seeds. At least you put 5 seeds in the earth, and you tried and you did your best. And that's how I feel about the world, and that's how, you know, I sometimes battle with that, the back and forth of, was even like, what's the point of even trying? I mean, the world's on some fuck shit constantly. It seems like there's never any improvement. Or if there's any improvement, it's damn sure not a lot. It's not enough. But at least I can sit here and say, well, I fucking tried. I tried my very best. And if it at least affects and you know, if I can at least plant a seed in one mind, you know, we can get at least one woman to learn how to stand up for herself, or one man to realize he's walking through day to day in some misogynistic ass mindset, and, you know, get him to sit down with himself and say, shit, I need to change some things. At least it's something. And something's better than nothing. I'm constantly going through many battles in my mind. I'm like a walking scale, doing this all the time, all the fucking time, weighing pros and cons, analyzing the good and the bad and the gray areas of life in between. It's one of the beautiful parts of me that are a great asset, but also very fucking frustrating at the same time. God damn. with that being said, you know, I hope y'all take some of these tidbits, some of this food for thought, because that's what this was, some food for thought. I love being able to give examples and analyze real world examples within myself as well. So yeah, you know, I hope whoever watches this, it reaches, you know, the folks that it needed to reach. And yeah, just vibe with your girl again on the next episode. I don't know when that's coming out, sometime soon. We gon' see, okay? But thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever the hell. And I will see y'all on the next one, okay? Okay. Goodbye.